Here's a great example of why children need consistent, specific, and scientific chiropractic care. Last Monday, my Amico, my son, decided to show off to his cousins by trying to jump from the top of one bunk bed to the other like Spider-Man. The bed railing couldn't support his weight, so once it shattered, he fell onto the floor head first, 5 foot below. Okay? There was a ceramic floor and it had a thin carpet on top, so his head was immediately bruised. The carpet stopped it from being split. And we thought he might have fractured his wrist. 3D imaging done a few days ago confirmed his wrist is okay, thank heavens. Okay? But if you look at this, here's my boy here, all right? And you'll see, look at that bruise. That was only a few hours after this situation occurred. And it was an immediate bruise. So you think about how much force went through his head and his whole spine. Okay? The days following this, he was an emotional wreck. Everything seemed to set him off. He just wasn't himself. And given the force that went through his head and neck, we took some updated imaging of his upper cervical spine to make sure that the vertebrae weren't injured in a new position. And they were. The force, and this is one of the pictures, the force even changed his head tilt from left to right compared to the last set of imaging we took on him about a year ago. So you could see this. Look at his neck on how it's veering to the left. And then he actually has a right head tilt. The right is lower than the left here. It's like, you think about the amount of force and how much tissue injury to change the positioning of these vertebrae in his head. Now, when you look at the anatomy, okay, when you look at the anatomy of the neck area, you'll realize that the brainstem, the vertebral arteries, which are right over here, the veins, the nerve roots that supply the whole body are housed in this area. So when a physical injury occurs to this vital area and the bones twist out of their natural and proper position, our health and our life can be negatively affected from that point forward. From that point forward, unless it's addressed. So in this illustration here, you'll see on how the twisting and contorting on what that would do to the delicate tissues here compared to the right illustration here that shows where there's not an injury present. Now I'll compare this to my son's images. So you look at this, look at the twisting and contorting from the lower neck to the atlas alone, not even taking into account how the head's also tilted. Okay? So look at the similarities on the twisting and contorting and what would be happening inside. Okay? That's why chiropractic care is essential for health. That's why children and adults alike need to be checked throughout their lives. With consistent care, Amico is going to heal from this injury, and he's going to express life fully. Even after a few days of getting back on track with the new imaging, he's already back to his old self and is doing much better. And this is why we need to share the message. There's so many people, especially during the winter months, slips, falls, car accidents, right? Sports injuries in children, like they get a big injury or a concussion. And a lot of times we're just looking at the superficial injuries and not thinking about what's happening inside, which is actually many times, if not most times, way more important than what's happening superficially. Okay? So please share this message with others. People need to hear it. And this is why I think Amico keeps me on my toes, because as a papa and upper cervical chiropractor, he's always keeping me sharp so we could share this message and improve on what we're doing to serve others better too. So love and appreciate you guys. Share this message with others. They need to hear it. Hope you had a great holiday, and we got more holidays coming up.